One, two, one, two.
Yo, what is up, everybody? You know what time it is. That is right. It is time for the In Off the Bench podcast. I am Daniel Ball, and I'm joined as always by my co-host, my partner in crime, my brother from another mother, Jim Cross. Jim, we don't even need any title. We don't need an episode. We don't need nothing because everybody knows who the guest is tonight. DR Meadows, Savannah Bananas. We got a lot to get to because the banana it's a phenomenon that has swept the nation, and it's something that we got into a little over a year ago that we've been blown away. The nation's been blown away, and there's so much to get caught up on. So let's plug the sponsors, let's pay the bills, and then we'll get right to it. So first off, we got Chinook Seedery. Whether you're on the field or in the boardroom signing deals, Chinook will help you get the job done. Memphis City Designs, get your brands, gear, and logos on everything from shoes to underoos. You can also get your In Off the Bench podcast gear there. Smith's Plumbing Services, sink clog, drain clog, toilet clog, or anything in between. Call my boy Dustin at Smith's Plumbing Services. They'll come out and they'll take care of you. Finally, Old Dominic Distillery. Experience 150 years of tradition in the heart of downtown Memphis. Whether you want bourbon or vodka, whiskey or gin, Old Dominic's got you covered. Come in today for a free tour or pick up your favorite bottle, or two, or three, or four. But as always, tell them, Jim, tell them DB from the In Off the Bench podcast sent you. Jim, let's get to it, man. There's no need to waste any time. Help me welcome on to the show with the biggest interview in podcasting this week, Savannah Banana himself, the Savannah Banana star, DR Meadows.
All right, David, got to ask you right off the top, man. You know, I got to see you in Alex's box. And, you know, before we get into breaking the ice or anything, I just got to talk to you and tell you, man, thank you, you know, for getting us in there before this thing started, because I told Daniel I've never seen anything like what I saw unless it was Black Friday at like Target. When they opened those gates, bro, it was pandemonium. Like, I mean, because Daniel, it is as simple as first come, first serve, get to your seat. And these folks, man, I mean, meleeing each other to get to these seats. I even had my own seats, and I had people like trying to sit in my lap basically because I had the best seats. I was like, bro, these are my seats. And a lady told me the seats are available to everybody. I was like, the hell they ain't. I said, I got a family pass. Wow. So I appreciate you, because somebody might have got punched on any other given day.
David, he wasn't ready. He didn't know that he needed to do some training and some running a couple weeks prior to
LSU was amazing though. Like the tailgating, one of our guys was actually from Louisiana, Zach Bro. He's one of our media guys, and his family was tailgating at 9 a.m. that morning, and along with other people out there, and we ate some good food there. And now we are reserve seating now, so like.
Thank
the mobbing has slowed down a little bit. It's still there, but I mean, Alex Box was phenomenal weekend. I love that place.
I'll say this, Daniel, you know, I'm sure he'll play the humble card and say he's not, you know, their biggest star or even top two biggest star or whatever. But look, in Alex Box, it comes down to Colin Baton Rouge. And I know which dude came out playing the violin, dancing around to Colin Baton Rouge. And it was my man right here. So you can't tell me he ain't the storyline, because all eyes were on him. And sure enough, you better believe when LSU put out the highlight video, he was the first thing that they showed.
Let's go. I don't think I saw that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, look, he told me that he wouldn't tell me what it was. He's good at keeping secrets. He said, look, just know, he even told me when it was to be like bottom of whatever inning, he was like, just be ready. And I have no clue like what I'm waiting on. And then he's coming up from back behind me, like I said, the violin or whatever. And Colin Baton Rouge comes, and he's got this, mob behind him coming onto the field. And I was like, okay, like between him and the LSU dance team doing the Michael Jackson thing that night, like, yeah, he and them were the top of the show.
They were electric. We actually calling Baton Rouge is like a staple in Louisiana, so we actually ran that with 3 different people each night. You just got lucky that I ran it that night and you were at the game. So we also that was, I think, like the only night the violinist was there too. So that was cool.
Nice. Well, I'm going to let Daniel get into all the different venues and all the different things y'all have accomplished because it's just unreal. I just want to kind of take a step back, talk about what you were doing. You were talking about lack of sleep last night. Little League World Series has been going on, man. Those dudes have been able to do some cool stuff. Obviously, hanging out with the Yankees and whatnot, but also getting to be around the Savannah Bananas. So talk about your experience, at the Little League World Series, what it's been like to be able to be there and be a part of that.
Yeah, as a kid, you grow up watching the League World Series, always wanting to play for it. We unfortunately didn't have the Little League organization in our area, but that was always a bucket list dream of mine. And me, Jackson Olson, and Ryan Cox, we got the opportunity to go yesterday with Uncrustables, which is an amazing brand, delicious snacks, and
You mean the peanut butter and jelly?
oh yeah, I
It's the
Oh,
mean,
get
go-to.
out of
Hey,
here!
hold on,
Get
Daniel.
out
Don't
of here!
knock it because let me tell you something. We've been
No,
having.
I'm saying I'm a big fan.
I was gonna say we've had a lot of guys come on here, David. Recently, they went through they were JUCO bandits before they got to D1. I'm gonna tell you something. When you go to JUCO games, those Crustables, those are their go-to snack.
lifesavers. But if you haven't had the chocolate hazelnut, I highly recommend it. That's my first time trying it yesterday, and it was phenomenal. But yeah, we spent the day there yesterday. Got to meet the international teams, and they're so respectful, and it's kind of cool. We did not have on our bananas jerseys, and those kids recognized us, and they were mocking trick play. So our shortstop, who's a magician, mocking the backflip. I mean, it was a surreal experience, and just to be able to throw out the first. We also threw out the first pitch last night for the 7 o'clock game, and it was just an awesome experience.
I mean, I feel like I would be able to recognize most of you guys as well. I mean, because when you do social media the way y'all do, it doesn't matter if you're necessarily talking about TikTok, but Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, any of it, right? Like the reels are everywhere. I mean, and there's a lot of FaceTime for you guys. So, I mean, y'all are all pretty recognizable for the most part.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. And one of the cool things about it is, we were walking around yesterday, and there were 4 or 5 bananas jerseys walking around, and 4 or 5 bananas hats walking around. Like they had no idea we were there, but it's just cool to be able to impact that many people in a fun or like a fun place like that.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Like you guys are not even you don't even have to play. You can just be like an appearance, and people are gonna show up. So you can only imagine what it's like when you guys actually play. But that's
Daniel,
kind of
you should have seen how many people were buying merch 3 hours before this thing started. Like just the merch thing felt like an event.
I mean, even when we went to Omaha, David, you still saw a good amount of people wearing something Savannah Bananas.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable, but
that's awesome.
it is, man. And what I want to get into the venues that you played, but I first want to talk about just the growth. So talk to me a little bit about, obviously we talked to you what, about a year ago maybe, and here we are talking again. Like, what is the biggest change from a year ago until today?
The biggest change is we've added another team. We're testing waters right now with new teams, new players, new social media accounts, and making new fans and building brands for those new teams. And it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch new guys come in. And, I felt like a rookie last year in my first tour, and these guys are asking me questions. Like I'm a vet now. And, that's a cool experience just to see people grow and to be able to sit back and not play a game and watch the game play in front of you is an awesome feeling as well. But we're only in the first inning. Jesse Cole likes to say, our owner, so it's only going to get bigger.
So you got the firefighters. That's the new team, right?
Yep.
So what are they known for? I mean, obviously the party animals, we know a little bit about what they do, but like the
Yeah.
firefighter, what's their thing?
So the firefighters, they don't dance. That's part of their brand is they don't dance. They're more of
So that's where I have a shot. Let's go.
yeah. The firefighters are they're an awesome team. They every game a firefighter will walk up with one of the players to an at bat and will get his standing ovation. Like it's so cool. Like it's just a way to represent, firefighters across America, and also there's a brand you can build around that as well with fire stuff for entertainment and stuff like that. It's cool.
If
Those guys were awesome.
if they don't do a fireman's calendar for
Yeah, that's smart
that,
right there.
they're missing out. But I'm sure, yeah, I mean, y'all's ownership is really good. They're out of the box thinkers, so I'm sure that's something that they're probably it's on the long list of things to do. But obviously, we talked a year ago, and I just asked about the differences between this whole past year, and for me, it's a lot of bigger venues.
Yeah.
We talk about Fenway. We talk about what I just saw at Progressive Field. Um, Talk to me a little bit about those venues, and was it something that you thought a year ago that you guys would be selling out Fenway and playing, at these historic locations?
No, like this year has been like a wow moment for me personally. We've been in 4 MLB stadiums so far, and each one was awesome and different in its own way. And that's good for the game. You don't see the same thing over and over again. We have two more left this year in Philly and Miami, and we can't wait to see what those bring. But just to be able to play, dreaming as a kid, you want to play on those big fields and sold out crowds, and we got to do that, have that opportunity, and we're still learning as an organization. Steps, what's next, that stuff, and it's just cool to watch. It's fun.
Well, I know y'all got something in the thinking because y'all's owner put out there that he's looking for a musician to travel with y'all. So I already know there's something else big in the works because anytime he's out there looking for something, he's got an idea, and his ideas seem to really pay off.
Yeah, the Party Animals actually had they hosted their own tour this year, and they actually had a rock band follow them. So that was cool to watch on YouTube.
Daniel, did you happen to see our boy? He was on the Kelly Clarkson show. Speaking of the owner, how does that come to be? David, did you win luck of the draw, or were you his guy?
I did. I've had a pretty good year this year. With the trick plays and the social media, and my bat has been pretty good as well. And he asked me to go on with him, and I felt super honored, super blessed for that opportunity. But when I tell you that I was shaking in my shoes when Kelly Clarkson asked me a question on live TV, I was shaking. Eddie Murphy went on right before us. He was in our dressing room, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm right here next to Eddie Murphy." It was so cool, super cool experience.
You should have been like, "Hey, Eddie, just talk to me with the donkey voice. Like,
Yeah, that's how I wanted to talk to
just
him. Like,
bring my nerves down a little bit." But it's so weird. Like, Jim, it's weird for David to say, "Oh, I was nervous on live TV," when we see him with top plays and backflip catches and stuff. Like, it's just unreal to me
But I
to
think he's in a groove. He's not thinking when he's out there doing that. He's just
yeah,
doing his thing.
yeah.
that's a whole different level right there.
But to your point, Daniel, like when I talk about the whole coming down at Alex Box, like it was sold out. So right, so 15,000 people or 14, whatever, are looking at him, all eyes on him. To your point, like watching what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
perspective was Dan. What I tell you about when I did, David, I got the military salute at Alex Box this year, and so I went out there and I told him it was like the longest minute of my life. Like I was waving in appreciation as they were clapping, and it felt like forever just because all eyes were on me, and that's what you do every single night.
Yeah, you don't really feel that in the field. It's a whole different level of focus out there, but it's
well,
fun. It is fun.
Speaking of all eyes on you, you have you set a date yet? You're engaged.
Yeah, we got a date. We haven't released that yet, but we
Well,
do have a date. It's this year.
speaking of nervousness, with all that's going on, you're going to be a very big, not the biggest focal point of that day, but a big part of it. Is there any nerves or anything, or is it just, man, I just hope the day goes smooth and everything is perfect, like we hope.
Um, I'm telling you, the most nervous I've ever been was, at popping the question, and ever since then, it's been like a kind of like a weight off the shoulders. Like super happy, and we're super excited to, get married. I mean,
How did you? I gotta know now. Like, give me the story. If a guy like you who does all the things you do didn't come up with an epically creative way to pop the question, I'm gonna be depressed. Tell me how you did this.
all right. So this is kind of like I honestly got really lucky. Um, I made a TikTok about it. Just all the points throughout the year of planning and all that stuff. But she loves the trees here in Savannah that overhang the road and stuff. And there's this historic site called Wormslow, which has absolutely gorgeous trees if you hadn't seen the pictures. And I never got to go there, but I called her sister and I said, "Hey, I had like the day plan of when I was going to do it, but I didn't have the ring. That was a problem. So the
That's a
date,
huge problem.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I proposed on a Wednesday. I got the ring Tuesday, and I had her sister go scout out where I wanted to do it on Monday. So she went on Monday. She FaceTimed me. We got a good spot right there. On Tuesday, I had practice. Right, I had practice, and the ring was coming. I had to sign off on it, and I couldn't. So I called Gabby, who is one of our pitcher's fiance, who's really good friends with Mackenzie, and she came and sat at my house, and thank the Lord she signed off on it because I would have never got that ring. And I got it at 6 o'clock that evening, and the next morning I was like, "Get dressed. We're gonna go celebrate our 1 year for lunch." And we went by Warmslow, and I popped the question out there, and had the cameras, the videographer, all that stuff. It was cool. It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
Nice, nicely done.
Did a thought ever pop in your head as far as like making it part of the show, like in a game?
Uh, like the engagement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
making it into the actual Savannah Bananas itself.
Oh no, not at all. We've seen so many proposals and engagements, and we actually had a wedding on the field last year. So I'm gonna stay away from the bananas when it comes to my love life.
There you go.
Nice. Well, I got a few questions. First, we've talked about growth. Something that I wanted to talk about that I thought was huge, because a lot of times y'all don't come to a lot of cities, right? You can only be so many places, and so being on ESPN a few different times just recently, how big was that for y'all? And how do y'all feel like do you feel like people are getting a decent viewership? Because obviously you can't really take in everything you can if you're there, right? It's impossible
Yeah,
to see all the stuff going on. But do you feel like they get a pretty good view? And how happy have y'all been with being on ESPN?
yeah. ESPN. We were kind of challenged that game. They were giving us 2 hours and a hard stop after those 2 hours. So Uh, it gave our broadcaster 5 minutes. The organization plan was to play the game in an hour 50 to give our broadcaster 5 minutes to explain banana ball on ESPN, and 5 minutes after the game to recap, rewind, wind down on all that stuff. And so as players, it's like, all right, we're gonna speed up today, like get in the box, and do that stuff and challenge ourselves to an hour 50 game. And we nailed it. I think we played one game in like an hour 30. It was awesome. And the trick plays out yin yang. But what was cool is not only were we on ESPN, the deal is like ESPN's first non-exclusive deal, so we could air it on YouTube still for people who don't have ESPN. And keeping the fans first still.
Right. I mean, Daniel, though you talked about their ownership group and the decisions they're making. These are the kind of things that you're talking about. The brand is just it's growing, and you're doing things like David's saying, it's taking care of all the fans, and they're putting them on TV. They're going to all these different venues. I mean, it's really sweet what they're doing. But my question, you brought up trick plays. I got to know the sideways flip. Was it actually the first one? Was it actually planned, or did it just happen that way?
It just happened like that.
That's what I thought. It didn't look intentional, and I think that's why that first one was your best one, because the angle in which you rotate like is awesome. And I don't know if that one made SportsCenter top 10 like your other ones, but if it didn't, it's tragedy.
Nah, SportsCenter's been hard on us this year.
Well, I mean, you were up there so many times; they can only give you a top 10. So, I mean, I know for a fact you've been on there 3. How many you been on there?
All I know about is 2. So
no, I've posted all 3 that you have, and you were number 1. Which, I mean, to me, that's bragging rights for life. Even if you'd only been on once, when you get the number 1 play. But yeah, Daniel, if you didn't see it,
when was that?
The last one that you had, I'd tag you in it when it's on the Instagram story. But the sideways one, Daniel, he is really cool. Like, and he posted a video of all his different flips. And to me, I don't think I got to explain to you, Daniel, when I say running forward and flipping, or running and doing like a sideways, like somersault type deal, like which one's cooler?
I mean, if you can do any of that, I'm blown away. But yeah,
So
losing. Go ahead.
I was to say, so Dave, I said front flip. I'm going to say back flip. That's what I was going to say. Hey, have you done a running front flip one yet?
I have, but I didn't land it cleanly on my feet.
So we got work to do.
Yeah, it's on my page, but that one's the toughest one, definitely, because you got to have so much speed and the right ball, the right jump, the right rotation. I've never really practiced that one because I'm scared I'm going to hurt myself. So when the opportunity shows itself, I just send it.
Daniel Casper did it in a slow pitch softball game out at Appling, not intentionally. I don't think it's surprised you that it was Casper of all people did it. Our friend, he's crazy. Just the amount of energy he puts out when he plays anything. Anyway, just running full speed forward and does a front flip and sticks it. We're like, and of course, this was 20 years ago, so there's no camera phones out recording this. And it's like, damn, nobody even just saw that. Like,
yeah.
David, if you're going to do that, the front flip catch, are you going to try to catch the ball on the initial like forward movement, or are you going to do the flip and then catch it as you're standing back up? Like, or is that
it's on the, like, I'm running and I jump, catch it, and tuck forward.
Gotcha.
So I think that's the thing. You got to have enough height on the ball to where you can accomplish the flip.
Enough height and enough speed.
Yeah.
Because if you ain't got speed, you're landing on it. I've done that this year.
I'm gonna get all his clips together. We're gonna get the ones that didn't go well, the ones that did go well. We're gonna have the bloopers reel. But no, I got one more question, and then I'll let Daniel do this or that, and we'll let you get out of here. We know you're running on fumes. The trampoline, bro. I didn't get to see, y'all didn't have it. You said it's something that y'all don't take on the road with you, but I saw the picture of you. I need you to explain to me how the trampoline works when it comes into play, since I didn't get to see it.
I'm waiting for it to come back into play this year. But the only time we did it was last year. Was it the outfield or the pitching?
Pitching.
Yeah. So the initial goal was to come in with, I think, two outs. They carry me on the trampoline up to the pitcher's mound, and I just let it eat like all kinds of stuff. And when I did it, I was facing Bryson Bloomer, and he put up a fight. I didn't realize I was going to throw that many strikes, and I couldn't strike this guy out for nothing, and he just kept fighting, and I think he grounded out or something.
Daniel, what if he drilled it right back at David in midair, like, and just took him out off the trampoline? That's entertainment right there.
I mean, it has possibility to hit the trampoline and come back and redirect it. So
yeah, that's the tiredest I've ever been, though. Like, constantly jumping during an 8-pitch at bat.
I've always wondered, like, hitting is such a timing thing. When you bring these implements in, like it's got to be difficult on hitters. So when you say like he put up a good fight, it's impressive to me because the timing aspect, like when you bring implements in like a trampoline, like you can throw all your timing out the window, especially like when you guys stop and like you do a dance or do whatever it is, and then a pitch comes in the midst of all of that. Like it's really hard to time those things up, and guys are still like putting barrels on balls and putting, like
Dude,
that's
Daniel, you
crazy to
talk about
me.
it. He kills me. David will be doing a song or whatever, and then walk up to the plate like there's a pitch already in route to him. Like you talk about timing, like he just finished the song, and then it's like swing the bat.
It's a whole nother level of focus. Like there's focus in regular baseball where you take a deep breath and you zone out everything. And banana ball is the same way. You just got to focus a little bit earlier, and you got to zone out the noise, and not try to do too. I mean, it's real baseball. It's like you just got to be ready earlier.
The only part that I think I didn't like, and I think I speak for probably the majority of us guys, Daniel, the when the two dude, well, I forgot what was it for. I can't remember which it was at the beginning, but it was to I don't know if it was to hit first or whatever. But they took their shirts off and they were all oily and they were having a competition. I was like, all
Oh,
right,
the player dance.
yeah, and I was
That's
like, okay, man, we got oily dudes dancing each other off. Like I was like, I'm okay with this. Like I could do without this. But hey, the women loved it, and there was more women there than men. So ultimately, you're accomplishing your goal. But that was probably
Yeah.
the one thing
Entertain
that was missing.
everybody. Entertain everybody.
Yeah. There you go. Dude.
I do got one more question. I lied, Daniel. We got to know this. When it comes to music, when it comes to songs, what was your favorite skit you did this season?
So far this season, it's been I did Glenn Powell, "Ain't No Love in Oklahoma" skit from the movie Twister.
You just like that
Uh,
because you got to wear your cowboy hat.
yeah, I did. It was good. I love that song too, Luke Combs, and I got to wear my boots and my jeans in the outfield for half an inning. So that's it.
You
And
can't take
I
the
got
Georgia out, that boy.
I got to walk out with Corey Ken as well, and I gave him a pair of banana shorts, so I'll never forget that. It's a pretty cool moment.
See, every time he brings up something, Daniel, I come up with something because Daniel, I know a question that you probably hadn't thought about that you would be fascinated with. Who's probably the most famous, like coolest, like famous player that they played with? Because they played with some pretty big names.
Yeah, that's true.
Give it
I
to me. Now I'm putting you on with that question. I bet
well,
Daniel,
yeah.
you didn't think about that.
No.
Cleveland, we were with Kluber and Kipnis. We
Were
played.
you a part of the John Cena game?
I was at John Cena game. That's probably the biggest celebrity we've had, for sure. That man is
Daniel
worldwide
would pass
known.
out.
I mean, from what they say, he wasn't there because nobody could see him.
That's right.
I was hoping he would he struck out on purpose. I was hoping he would actually hit a tank, dude. I wanted to see the muscles go to work.
Nah, man, John Cena ain't hit no baseball, bro. All right, David, let's play a quick game. You played it before, this or that. It's very simple. I'll give you two options. You choose one option or the other. Can't say both, can't say neither. Just go with your heart, go with your head, go with your gut, whatever. Just pick one.
Let's do it.
All right, Jim, this or that. Who is it brought to you by? The one and only.
Chinook Cedary, bro, and I got your flavor tonight. Went and
Let's
picked it up
go.
at the Athletic House.
Smokehouse barbecue.
Smokehouse barbecue. You know what to do. Mix it with some cinnamon toast. Get that smoking toast. But 8 flavors mild to wild. I was able to pass a few of them out tonight at the game, Daniel. Make sure because, hey, the Charlotte Knights are not sponsored by Chinook. We got to fix that. We got to get them on these seeds. So I figured I'd pass a couple of them out. I promise you tomorrow they're going to be like, Jim, where's the seeds? And I'm like, you know what? I got a box right here with me because that's what we do.
There you go. Get it. All right, Dave. First question. Cereal with no milk or peanut butter with no jelly? And I know you're an Uncrustable guy, so
Let's go cereal, no milk.
oh
Boom.
man. What's your go-to cereal?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That's a good one.
This is my favorite, dude. Like he picked cereal no milk, which is not picked that often, and then he picked the cereal that I would eat with no milk the most.
Mm. What would you rather do? Go to the beach or go to the pool?
Ooh, if you'd have said beach or lake, I'd have went lake. But I'm gonna go pool.
I leave
No, I'm gonna
Lake
go
out on
beach.
purpose. Everybody would pick Lake because it's got the toys.
It's got everything. I'm gonna go beach on that one.
All right. Golf or bowling?
Golf.
Golf. Can you play? Can you play a little bit? Can you swing them a little bit?
Uh, I can a little bit. Not the best, but I can break 85.
Anybody wants to go bowling, I'm game. If it's golf, I'm just watching because that sucks.
I added this question just because you talk about Alex Box and then you talk about Fenway and Progressive Field. Your personal opinion: would you rather play in a college stadium that will hold like 15,000? That's a little bit smaller and like you might get a little bit rowdier of a crowd or a more intimate setting, or would you rather go to like a Progressive Field or like a Fenway or a Pro Park and sell it out?
That's a tough one. I'm a huge college guy, but
I mean, y'all haven't done the Mecca when Yellow Tux Jesse sets up Duty Noble Field and y'all put 17,000 in there. It's gonna be epic.
I'm gonna have to take the MLB parks.
All right, all right. Would you rather walk 15 miles or jog 5 miles?
Jog 5 miles.
See, I upped the ante. You didn't. I changed it on the question. Make it 7.5, Daniel.
It's still jog. Just because you
But
don't like jog, don't
it's
mean
2.5 miles more.
it's not about the distance. It's about the amount of time it takes.
I'm walking 15 miles before I jog 7.5. That 2.5 matters.
You're crazy, David. The extra 2.5, I could have made it 10 miles, and I bet
I would
he's
have
gonna
said 10 miles.
see. All right, coffee or energy drink?
Energy drink.
What's your go-to energy drink?
Rain storm, baby. Shout out
Rain.
Rain Storm.
Bring the rain. You are you one of the big bottle guys or one of the tiny bottles?
For rain?
Yeah, don't they have like two different types? They have one that comes
Yeah,
in like
there's a like a hardcore rain and there's the Rain Storm. I'm a Rain Storm. They're little bottles.
all right, all right. Last or not last question. I got two more. Would you rather be stuck in a cave with a bear or in a swamp with an alligator?
Am I fighting for my life or am I eating?
You possibly
That's a
both.
first. That is a first ever.
Possibly both.
I'll take the swamp with the alligator. I can work my way around.
Man,
I love it.
if
Daniel,
they drag you under, that's gonna be tough.
He is the first to ask that, and then the way he looked at it, like I'm scared to be in the swamp with alligator. However, he looked at it from an eating matter.
Gator tail, baby.
There you go.
Good stuff.
He's just gonna bite it in the water, like he's gonna wrestle it down, and he's gonna just take a bite out right there.
Yeah. All right. Last question.
And this next one's important. It's very important, David. If you come back on the show, depends on how you answer this question.
So you've seen the player trends here lately with cleats and bats. So there's a couple bats that are in question here. Which one would you choose? There's the crayon bat or there's the pencil bat. Have you seen both? I'm sure you've seen both.
I have not seen the crayon. I've seen the pencil bat.
Okay, well that's important. Hold on. We cannot let him, because Dolander earlier said the pencil, as Lipscomb said the crayon, and then when Dolander saw the crayon bat, he changed his perspective. So let me show it to you as the best I can. Oh, where's my camera? So you see the crayon. We got 4 different ones. You got Tyler O'Neill with the purple, Daniel. It only makes sense.
I dig that crayon for sure. I dig the
Crayon. All right. You know what bat I liked, and it wasn't like that great of a bat, but just the idea behind it. Bryce Harper allowed his kids to create his bat. So
That's
it has
awesome.
a bunch of their drawings and they just printed it on the bat. It's crazy, but I
That's
thought that was
awesome.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that one was really cool. Obviously, the Pablo bat that they've been showing.
yeah.
But the question I
Backyard
got,
baseball.
what for both of y'all, what color crayon would you use? That's the key. I mean, because when you think Crayola, man, there's so many colors. Like I'm not even saying you got to use basic. You can use any color there is.
I'm going with like a olive green or a dark gray.
I mean, if I go with my favorite color, which is green, solid, but I think the right bat in this scenario is an all white bat. I think that would be
It's
fresh.
just gonna go the white Crayola.
Yeah.
I think I want like I'm gonna
You
go
can't do
orange. I want
anything with
blazing.
a white crayon, but you might could do some damage with a white crayon bat.
True.
Indeed. I think
I-
we've done enough. We can let him off the hot
Yeah.
seat.
All right, David. Anything you want to plug or promote before you get out of here, man?
We're all good. Appreciate y'all for having me again. It's always a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Oh, you're always welcome on the show, dude, especially when we get to have a good time and talk baseball, especially banana ball, man, because we're fans and we're fascinated.
I got something
Unbelievable.
for you before you leave, David. You know, you sent me the video, and me and my son, we did a TikTok. Daniel's daughter is 6 now. Daniel's still got some athleticism in him. I think you need to do a TikTok video challenge to Daniel and his daughter. I'm just saying.
Hey, Pamela Pumpkin, year 3 is coming up.
Oh, there it is, Daniel. Me and
Wait.
Jackson will do it. You and Bella will do it. Let's get it.
We'll get it out of both of y'all.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see who's got the best. I mean,
Year 3.
I use my 6-year-old as my cover. She'll make me look good. That's all.
Absolutely. That's the whole point.
All right, let's get out of here. I want to
All
thank David Meadows for joining us. If you like hearing David's story or you just like hearing us average Joes talk X's and O's, please like and share the podcast on Facebook. Retweet us on X. Listen and subscribe wherever you stream your podcast. As always, comments, ratings, feedback, thumbs up, hearts, hugs, love. We'll take it all. We'll see everybody, next week, Jim? We got Ethan Petrie coming on.
Your boy from South Carolina.
We got a lot to talk about with him. Not only a big season coming up for him, but they got a new coach, man. It's going to be crazy. But this has been the Off the Bench podcast. As always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We are out.